The old way feels like a cage, doesn't it? Venture capital, the fancy meetings, the endless pitches, the cold calls that go nowhere, the gut-wrenching fear of being rejected not because the idea isn't brilliant, but because it doesn't fit a neat, polished mold. It's broken, it's slow, it's exclusive. It's leaving most founders out in the cold, stuck on the sidelines while the lucky few get the green light. The system tells everyone it's about merit, but the truth is, it's about control, relationships, who you know, or worse, who you don't. Investors want certainty, a risk-free token to hold on to while the rest hustle in the dark, hoping for scraps. For founders, it's nightmare after nightmare, endless rounds of negotiations that drain the soul, pieces of ownership sliced away till there's nothing left but a memory. And for investors, it's a gamble covered in false pretenses, where the winners hide among the many failures, the broken dreams, the ones that never got a real shot. But here's the brutal truth. The traditional venture capital game is dying. It's a relic of a world that no longer fits the people actually building the future. It's a structure built on scarcity when abundance is possible. A fortress designed to keep power in the hands of the few when everybody knows the real power lives with the many who are ready to rise. Right now, founders are fighting for everything: their vision, their freedom, their chance to make an impact. And more often than not, they lose because the system can't serve them. It demands sameness, conformity, and patience with endless gatekeepers whose only real desire is to protect their own turf. We live in a time where the rules are crumbling, where the old hierarchies can't hold because people have more tools, more voices, more ways to connect than ever before. Crowdfunding is not just another channel, it's a rebellion. It's a giant no to the old order that said only the elite deserved to bet on bold ideas. It puts the power back where it always belonged, in the community, in the crowd, in the real people who believe in a vision and want to bring it to life. Suddenly, millions of small investments add up to a movement, and founders don't have to beg for scraps or plead their case to gatekeepers. They raise funds directly from the people who want to see their dreams happen. It's electric, it's raw, it's heartbreak and hope blended into something unstoppable. Crowdfunding tears down walls, breaks traditions, and rewires the way money flows into innovation. But to those trapped in the old venture capital mindset, it looks messy, it looks risky, it looks unproven. And that's exactly why it's powerful. It's chaotic because it's human, vibrant, pulse-pounding, and alive. It's not about polished decks or checklists. It's about passion, trust, and shared belief. It's about allowing the individual and the collective to meet eye to eye. The old system never wanted this. It wanted control, not community. It wanted to pick favorites, not lift everyone. But crowdfunding forces a reckoning. It says no more waiting in the wings, no more gatekeepers deciding who can dream. It says, this is your moment. Your story matters. Your supporters matter. And for founders, that shift is life or death. No longer must they surrender control or piece of their vision just to get a chance. They get to own the narrative, own the process, and own the results. Investors feel it too. The crowd is the biggest investor of all, and they're demanding change. Old school VCs are being forced to adapt or die because the money isn't just in the hands of a few anymore. It's diffused, democratized, and powered by millions of people who actually want to build the future differently. Many investors are waking up, that there's more power, bigger impact, and yes, smarter opportunities when collaboration replaces competition, when diversity replaces homogeneity, when passion replaces protocol. So the real question isn't if crowdfunding kills venture capital, it's what new world will rise from the ashes of the old. So how can founders and investors use crowdfunding not just to ride this wave, but to make it an unstoppable tsunami? First, stop thinking about money as a one-way transaction. Crowdfunding is a relationship, a living dialogue between the visionary and the crowd, To win, founders must become master storytellers, raw, transparent, real. They have to share not just the shiny vision, but the messy struggle, the doubts, the fire driving them forward. People don't invest in ideas. They invest in humans. They invest in journeys they want to be part of. The best founders lead with empathy, showing vulnerability as strength. That creates loyalty beyond money, building an army of believers who spread the message, who show up, and who fight alongside. For investors, it's about abandoning the old need to control outcomes, to micromanage, to predict every step with cold logic. Crowdfunding means playing a new game focused on community impact, shared ownership, and long-term belief rather than quick returns. The smartest investors become connectors, opening doors between founders and the crowd, building bridges that turn isolated brilliance into aligned power. Instead of hunting unicorns alone, they foster ecosystems where rare talent feeds off collective momentum, where risk is diluted and success shared. They invest not just in companies, but in networks, living, breathing webs where innovation thrives because nobody is left out or left behind. Nobody said this would be easy. Crowdfunding is messy because it exposes the cracks, the fears, the impatience, the broken promises of old systems. It throws you into the fire without a comfort net. But that's exactly the point. This fire forges resilience. It demands clarity, not just in the idea, but in the purpose. It asks, why does this even matter? Who needs this change? And how far will you go to make it real? Now imagine something deeper, an entire ecosystem where crowdfunding fuels not just businesses, but movements, where founders, investors, and communities fuse into a new kind of power structure that honors individuality and thrives on difference. A network led by those who refuse to settle, those who burn brighter because they know waiting kills more dreams than failure ever will. This is the future where rules are rewritten daily, not by invisible powers behind closed doors, but by the people with the courage to build, share, and fight publicly. Transparency becomes strength. Diversity becomes strategy. Courage becomes the currency. For founders stuck in the grind of trying to impress a few gatekeepers, crowdfunding is liberation. It means every small voice can add a note to a symphony of support. No longer invisible, they're amplified, heard, validated. Crowdfunding scales not noise, but essence, the real beating heart of ideas that refuse to die quietly. It gives space to the rare and radical, honoring what mainstream systems ignore or erase. Here, uniqueness isn't a risk, it's a treasure. Here, those outsiders build the future because they are the future. Investors who cling to the old model face a choice: resist and fade into irrelevance, or embrace the new game and become architects of a different kind of wealth, one built on connection, on trust, on aligned missions, instead of just profits. Crowdfunding reshapes not just the flow of money, but the culture of investing. It insists the future belongs to those who build together, who see beyond short-term wins, who understand that true power is collective. This is no casual trend. It's an awakening. It wipes away years of false comfort provided by traditional venture capital and demands something harder: authenticity, courage, and relentless pursuit of aligned excellence. Because when billions of voices join, not to drown each other out, but to lift each other higher, that's when real transformation happens. Crowdfunding is not here to replace venture capital in name only. It's here to redefine what funding means, who gets to hold influence, and how dreams turn into reality. It's the shift from scarcity to abundance, from closed doors to open paths, from waiting for permission to seizing control. It's the revolution that says, the future belongs to the many who dare to believe, not the few who cling to power. So founders, this is your call to arms. Come out of the shadows, share your raw truth, build your tribe. Investors, this is your challenge. Stop chasing unicorn fantasies alone. Become the connective tissue that transforms isolated brilliance into unstoppable networks. Because when crowdfunding meets vision aligned with fierce commitment, greatness is not just possible, it's inevitable. The old system is fading, the crowd is rising, and the question stops being, is crowdfunding the death of traditional venture capital? And turns into, how will you rise in this new world? How will you own the future instead of just watching it pass by? There is no going back. There is only forward. And forward means radical freedom for founders, true partnership for investors, and a new kind of power for everyone who refuses to settle for less. This is the moment. This is the move. This is the fight worth fighting. Crowdfunding is no longer the future of funding. It is the future of everything.